Chapter 415 Dongo is awake. Try. Haha, alright, seeing that you've still got a little bit of courage, I shall let you try. Come on. Titan laughed, striding towards Hua Yuao. He didn't unleash his martial soul. He just strode proudly over. In this manner, there appeared to be many flaws about him that could be exposed. However, Hua Yuao felt as if he were facing a huge beast right now. The terrifying pressure that he was being subjected to left him breathless. Powerful. Hua Yuao had once sparred with Titan. However, Titan was only testing him then. Right now, Hua Yuao could really feel the terrifying abilities Titan possessed. Pitch black soul rings rose from Titan's feet. All of them were black, apart from his ninth soul ring, which was red. He had 8 black and 1 red soul ring. The weakest of all his soul rings were 10,000-year soul rings. What situation was Hua Yuao facing? Behind Titan, a gust of black air surged out and slowly took form, transforming into a huge ape 100 meters tall. Titan's terrifying suppression caused the clouds around Clear Sky Peak to be pushed thousands of meters away, and it seemed like Clear Sky Peak itself had become haughtier. Against the pressure brought about by Titan, Hua Yuao grit his teeth and slowly stood up. His eye of destiny shone brightly, and a huge rose gold, vertical light instantly shone behind his back. The 7 soul rings that belonged to his spirit eyes all rose. He didn't stop at all. As he leapt backwards, he instantly turned into a streak of flowing rose gold light and fused completely with the vertical light behind him. Just as he disappeared, his 7th soul ring shone brightly. This was the 7th soul skill and martial soul true body of his spirit eyes, called the Eye of the Asura. After Hua Yuao's fusion, the huge vertical eye no longer seemed illusory. It appeared to have materialized. Countless streaks of starlight flashed inside this huge eye, as well as dazzling rays that seemed to determine destiny. Even just glancing at it, one could feel their spirit being dragged into it. Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura flashed slightly, and Titan shook as he advanced. He was astonished, and the ape projection behind him dimmed slightly. It was the 6th soul skill of Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura, Destiny's Demise, Spiritual Reaving. Right now, Titan felt as if all color in front of the Eye of the Asura had disappeared. There was only black and white left. Everything slowed down, and time and space seemed to stop. He even saw double images of Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura in front of him. His spiritual power has already reached a stage where he can influence me? No, this isn't pure spiritual power. Just as Titan hesitated, Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura lit up, and a beam of rose gold light with a cross-section as large as its actual form shot out towards Titan. It was a spiritual shock from Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura. A strong sense of crisis instantly filled Titan's mind. He was very experienced in combat, and once he discovered something was wrong, he immediately reacted. He stopped advancing and opened his arms, letting out a deafening roar in the direction of Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura. A projection of the head of a huge ape was released, and it shot straight towards Hua Yuao's spiritual shock. At that instant, rose gold light shone brightly. However, this black ape head was like a shield designed specifically to block spiritual power. It managed to resist the effect of Hua Yuao's spiritual shock. Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura shone once again. This time, the air started to distort tremendously. A strange blast, invisible and inaudible, occurred within an area of several dozen square meters. This time, Titan was unable to avoid it. His body stiffened, and there was a look of confusion and pain in his eyes. It was a spiritual blast from Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura. Hua Yuao didn't dare to hold back against Titan. He immediately unleashed all his abilities. His Destiny's Demise, Spiritual Reaving, was a powerful soul skill that couldn't be avoided. Titan's spiritual defenses weakened significantly as he was struck by the Eye of the Asura. Although Hua Yuao didn't know how long these two soul skills would remain effective against a transcendent Douluo, all he could do now was attack with full force. Under normal circumstances, Titan wouldn't have been affected by his spiritual blast. However, his defense against spiritual power became extremely weak after he was struck by Hua Yuao's spiritual reaving, and he was shocked until his mind went completely blank. A trace of golden light instantly shone within Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura. This trace of golden light shot forward towards Titan with a strong aura. Not only that, but a streak of transparent golden light scattered on Titan's body first. It was another soul skill of Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura, Destiny's Adjudication, a soul skill from the 3-eyed golden lion's skull of destiny. It had the power to control destiny and could cause misfortune to descend on his opponent. The trace of golden light that shot out was the golden dragon sphere. However, Hua Yuao was quickly surprised when his Destiny's Adjudication, which had never failed before, landed on Titan. Titan seemed to turn illusory. The Destiny's Adjudication penetrated through his body, just like that, and landed nowhere. Hua Yuao's golden dragon spear instantly appeared. However, Titan seemed to have become clear-minded again. He swept his right hand out and slapped the spear away. He has recovered from my spiritual blast? Hua Yuao was shocked. Titan was agitated and roared furiously into the sky. His 9 soul rings shone in a cyclical manner, and it was impossible to tell what soul skill he was using. Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura suddenly sank down, as a strong pulling force came from the ground. It was like a soul skill controlling gravity. However, it was much stronger than Jiang Nanan's gravitational control. Titan's fists wrapped around each other, and he lifted them up. After this, he made a hammering motion towards Hua Yuao. The ape projection behind him that had disappeared reformed again. This black projection, 100 meters tall, also wrapped its fists together and smashed them down towards Hua Yuao's head. Before the fists even reached him, Hua Yuao could already sense that his Eye of the Asura was about to be crushed. As lights flashed, Hua Yuao's Eye of the Asura disappeared. However, he didn't stop. Instead, he squatted down before springing up and punched out with his right fist. Remembrance was a very magical thing. The fist of remembrance was a fist that contained a surging feeling of remembrance. Wang Donga was so close to him, but he couldn't see her. The sense of remembrance in his heart had already reached its peak. His spiritual and soul power was greatly enhanced, and this fist was the strongest fist of remembrance he had ever unleashed. Hua Yuao's entire body turned golden instantly. His 3 energies were completely synchronized at this point. Not only that, but his fist was also filled with an unprecedentedly strong aura. His terrifying spiritual power instantly closed the gap between him and Titan. Boom. Hua Yuao's sense of remembrance for Wang Donga rose, and gold and black flashed in the air. At this instant, Clear Sky Peak seemed to whimper slightly. The top of Clear Sky Peak was made of extremely hard granite. However, Hua Yuao's legs were pushed knee-deep into the stone. A trace of blood also flowed out from the side of his lips. Even so, he still managed to block Titan's fist. Titan had unleashed his fist in a moment of fury. After he unleashed it, he was a little regretful. It was indeed too strong for a soul sage like Hua Yuao. Titan wanted to retract his power, but he unwittingly unleashed the full force of his fist when he saw the look in Hua Yuao's eyes. In truth, his judgment was accurate. Hua Yuao actually managed to block his full force attack. Furthermore, Hua Yuao's fist contained his spiritual intent, which forced Titan into a momentary trance. Hua Yuao exerted force in his legs and leapt out from the hole he had made. He pointed his right hand towards the sky, and an icy blue projection silently appeared behind him. It was the Snow Empress. The star Anna's mysterious ice grass appeared at the same time, surfacing on Hua Yuao's left arm. Suddenly, an extreme chill was unleashed from Hua Yuao's body on the Clear Sky Peak. The extremely low temperature caused the water content in the air to instantly precipitate. The Snow Lady shone with bright blue light. A streak of icy blue light also rose from the star Anna's mysterious ice grass and fell upon the Snow Lady's body. Suddenly, the Snow Lady seemed to grow older by 2 years, and she grew taller, too. She lifted her right hand and swiped it down, unleashing her unparalleled chill, Empress Sword. A streak of deep blue light swept across the sky. Wherever it passed, it cast light upon the view of the extreme north. The terrifying chill that came from it caused the temperature to fall to below -100 degrees Celsius. Even with Titan's cultivation, he couldn't help but shiver. As the Snow Lady's hand swept down, Hua Yuao's right hand also started to move. A streak of golden sword light stuck close to that deep blue sword light as they slashed out together. It was the Sword of Longing, a sword which would never be forgotten. This was a fusion of the Snow Empress 3 ultimate techniques and the 3 ultimate Howdong skills. It was the perfect combination of a spirit and soul master. This sword was shockingly powerful after it was strengthened by 2 spirits. Titan finally turned serious. He had never expected Hua Yuao to possess such abilities after leaving for less than a year. Whether it was his spiritual shock earlier or the combination of his 2 swords right now, they were strong enough to threaten Titan's safety. Titan lifted his arms up high, and his body instantly grew in size. His 7th soul ring flashed, and he immediately turned into a huge black fur ape over 5 meters tall. This was his martial soul true body, the giant ape Titan. Titan was obviously not just 5 meters tall. However, it was a suitable height for resisting attacks. He unleashed an extremely terrifying strength. He raised his fists towards the sky, and Hua Yuao felt as if Titan had ripped the sky apart. When he unleashed his fist, fists, a sorrowful cry sounded from above. Black, deep blue, and gold. It didn't matter the color. Everything was instantly destroyed. The combination of Huo Yuao's swords instantly turned into countless streaks of lights before vanishing. However, Titan's upper body shook slightly after he resisted Huo Yuao's swords. He was a transcendent Douluo. After resisting Huo Yuao's attack, his body was actually shaking. Furthermore, he revealed a lost look in his eyes again. Unforgettable. This was the power of remembrance. The fist of remembrance and sword of longing forced Titan to feel the crazy sense of remembrance in Huo Yuao's heart. Huo Yuao didn't stop. His body followed his heart. There was only a gentle look in his eyes. As he lifted his right hand, his palm turned transparent gold. The snow lady behind him was like his shadow as she moved along with him. Just as Huo Yuao was 3 meters away from Titan, the snow lady flowed into Huo Yuao from behind before drifting forward in front of him. She beat Huo Yuao to Titan and imprinted her snowy white palm on his chest. It was her unparalleled chill, Empress sword, the Hadong palm, a palm which would last eternally. Titan's momentary trance lasted for only a second before his eyes revealed a furious glare once again. His sixth soul ring suddenly turned from black to gold, and his giant ape form was instantly covered by a layer of golden light. Indestructible Vajra. It was a defensive type soul skill stronger than an invincible barrier, a powerful ability that was fused with his bloodline. The snow lady imprinted her right palm on Titan's body but didn't make any sound. After this, she drifted backward and fused with Huo Yuao. While this palm seemed very light and gentle, it was the Snow Empress' strongest attack. The layer of golden light covering Titan's body instantly turned white. If the Snow Empress unleashed her full strength, Titan would never dare to resist this palm. It was a pity that the Snow Empress was still a snow lady right now. She was still in her young state. However, Huo Yuao followed by imprinting his Hadong palm in the same place. Huo Yuao only felt as if he had crashed into a towering mountain. Instantly, his right arm let out a series of cracking sounds. If not for the fact that he had become very strong, and his tolerance was extremely great under the nourishment of his life energy, his arm would have fractured. He felt a stiff feeling in his chest and spat out blood. He was also immediately flung backward. The defensive strength of the giant ape was too great under the effect of Titan's indestructible Vajra. White turned back to gold. Titan stood in place without moving. When he unleashed his indestructible Vajra and his martial soul true body, even a tidal Douluo wasn't able to hurt him. However, his body still locked up because of the extreme chill he was subjected to. Although the strength of the snow lady's unparalleled chill wasn't able to surge towards his heart, it was still the Snow Empress' strongest attack. Moreover, the Hadong palm still followed after her unparalleled chill. Given the strength of the Hadong palm, Titan's indestructible Vajra couldn't be overcome. However, this palm was still filled with Huo Yuao's spiritual intent. Huo Yuao's spiritual power was much stronger than his spiritual power. Titan only felt an indescribable wave of spiritual power surging into his brain and spirit. That strong sense of remembrance was filled with sorrowful memories. It was tear-inducing. Titan's eyes turned red, and 2 streams of tears flowed down his cheeks. His emotions were immersed in this sense of remembrance, and he stood there in a daze. Although he had still unleashed his indestructible Vajra, he didn't chase Huo Yuao. Huo Yuao was flung away, but he didn't stop fighting. He wasn't the old Huo Yuao, who would immediately lose his fighting strength after unleashing his 3 ultimate Hadong skills. He was now the Eye of the Asura, with 3 spirits, twin martial souls, and the cultivation of a soul sage. As he flew back, his soul rings flashed. 1 red, 4 orange gold, and 2 more red soul rings appeared. The Ice Jade Empress Scorpion's 7 soul rings were undoubtedly more dazzling than the 7 soul rings of Huo Yuao's spirit eyes. Huo Yuao's terrifying spiritual power instantly reached an extreme. He shut his eyes, but his Eye of Destiny opened once again. Without unleashing his spirit eyes, his Eye of Destiny still managed to unleash his spiritual shock, which struck Titan. Titan's defense against spiritual attacks weakened significantly while he was stuck in his current state of remembrance, and after he was struck by the 2 soul skills of Huo Yuao's Eye of the Asura. Fortunately, his indestructible Vajra could still defend against spiritual power. He staggered backward. After his spirit was shocked, he wasn't able to maintain his martial soul true body and indestructible Vajra anymore. He suffered from a splitting headache and quickly retreated. At this moment, Huo Yuao changed. His 7th soul ring shone brightly, and a huge projection of an Ice Jade Scorpion appeared behind him. Huo Yuao immediately fused with this light projection. This light projection instantly became solid, but the Ice Jade Empress Scorpion didn't appear. Instead, there was a lady in a long, jade green dress. She looked very cold, arrogant, and elegant. She was the Ice Empress. It was the Ice Empress martial soul true body, the Ice Empress descent. This martial soul true body was unique. The reason was very simple. Huo Yuao's 2nd martial soul was alive. A living martial soul true body had to be unique. Without his fusion with the Sky Dream Ice Worm, he wouldn't have had his 2nd martial soul, which was an ultimate ice martial soul. He also wouldn't have been able to fuse with the Ice Empress. This was only possible with the cooperation of a 1,000,000-year soul beast and a 400,000-year soul beast. How could it possibly be replicated? The Ice Empress descent could enable the temporary appearance of the Ice Empress in this martial soul true body state. At the same time, the Ice Empress' original fighting strength could also be unleashed. As for how long the Ice Empress could appear to fight, that was directly related to Huo Yuao's cultivation. The Ice Empress looked at Titan coldly. She could already sense how strong he was. As she lifted her right hand, her palm, which was covered with diamond ice crystals, shook slightly, and another projection appeared beside her. It was the Snow Lady. The Snow Lady grabbed onto the Ice Empress' right hand with her left hand before something strange occurred. The Snow Lady grew at a shocking speed, and her snow white dress swayed. Her gaze also became deeper. As the Ice Empress and the Snow Empress looked at each other, their bodies started to glow with different colored lights. This wasn't the end. A strange stalk of grass silently appeared behind their backs. All its leaves turned illusory and only left 2 diamond-shaped ice crystals behind. These 2 crystals drifted up and landed on both of the Snow Empress and Ice Empress foreheads, making them seem even more regal. The light that rose from these 2 empresses seemed to turn solid and surged forward. The white and jade green light from their bodies released auras of extremely low temperature. At this moment, the temperature around these 2 empresses dropped to almost absolute zero. Liquid oxygen was falling around them like misting rain. A rose gold vertical eye rose behind them at this moment. Behind this vertical eye, projections of 10 golden rings surfaced and flashed subtly. A rose gold beam shot out. It was Huo Yuao's spiritual shock again. Even though the vertical eye immediately dissipated and disappeared after this spiritual shock was unleashed, this attack still managed to strike Titan. Titan staggered backward and groaned. His nostrils were already flowing with fresh blood. After his defense against spiritual power was affected by Huo Yuao's spiritual breathing, his resistance had reached a low point. If not for the fact that Huo Yuao's spiritual shock was controlled by the Sky Dream Ice Worm and not by Huo Yuao's actual body, he would have been hurt even worse. The white and jade green light had completely interwoven by now to form a patch of light that was strange, yet seemed to contain the power of the coldest chill in this heaven and earth. As white and jade green interwove, they formed an ultimate ice. This was the pride of the Ice and Snow Empresses. It instantly turned into a huge beam of light that charged towards Titan. Right now, Titan had been affected by the 2 previous strikes of spiritual shock and couldn't mount an effective defense. He had underestimated Huo Yuao from the start. He had just wanted to see how Huo Yuao would perform after months of not seeing him, but Huo Yuao gave him a huge surprise. A low-pitched dragon roar sounded at this moment. Following this, a green projection descended from the sky and turned into a barrier that engulfed Titan. This barrier looked very strange. There were actually 9 green dragons revolving around it, which made it look very bright and dazzling. When the pride of the Ice and Snow Empresses landed on this barrier, the barrier was stained by the mixture of white and jade green. However, the 9 green dragons still continued to revolve around it. Furthermore, the strength of the pride of the Ice and Snow Empresses became weaker with every revolution. Titan was finally clear-headed now. When he saw the situation he was in, he couldn't help but curse. His body flashed with black light. He was about to unleash his soul skills again. Aren't you embarrassed enough? A furious voice shouted. A figure was standing beside him and grabbing his shoulder. He was flung back towards the gate of Clear Sky Castle, which was now standing open. The Ice and Snow Empresses reappeared again. They focused their gaze on this tall and burly man. As lights flashed, they silently disappeared, and Huo Yuao reappeared. However, his body shook a little before he collapsed softly to the ground. He had lost consciousness. As the Ice Empress, Snow Empress, Sky Dream Ice Worm, and Star Annis Mysterious Ice Grass unleashed their full powers, even a soul sage with twin martial souls wouldn't be able to handle the exhaustion. Huo Yuao didn't have a contingency plan after unleashing this series of ultimate attacks. In fact, he was unable to fight further due to the emotional changes that he experienced after he unleashed the Hadong palm. The attacks that followed were all completed by his 3 spirits and the Ice Empress. Huo Yuao had proved how good and terrifying it was to have spirits. If not for Nui Tian, who had helped Titan block the last attack, the pride of the Ice and Snow Empresses might have been able to seriously injure Titan, even if it wasn't able to overcome his strong physical body. Elder brother, I Titan rushed out of Clear Sky Castle again, looking depressed. Right now, there was still blood flowing from his nose. Nui Tian looked a little gloomy. Is it even possible for you to be more useless? Titan's face turned red at this moment. Elder brother, I only used 30% of my abilities earlier. Who knew that this guy was so perverted? He was able to suppress my spirit and unleash a series of consecutive attacks. I initially thought that he wouldn't be able to hurt me, even if I let him attack all he wanted. But he had some weird strength that was able to lower my spiritual and physical defenses. He's perverted. It's only been a few months. Why does it seem like he has changed completely? Nui Tian snorted and said, this is the guy that our darling chose. It would be weird if you were lousy. If not for me, you would have been in deep trouble. As he spoke, he gestured towards Hua Yuao. Hua Yuao drifted over into his arms before his aura was even revealed. Carrying Hua Yuao, Nui Tian turned around and entered Clear Sky Castle. When Hua Yuao finally regained consciousness, he only felt prickling pain all over his body. His head was still fine, and his spiritual power wasn't drained too much. However, his soul power had been completely overdrafted after he fully unleashed his powers at the last moment. If this was before he had fused with everything Wang Qi gave him, the Ice Empress and Sky Dream Ice Worm wouldn't have dared to use such powers. His body would have collapsed completely if they did so. Even now, Hua Yuao was still feeling extremely weak. His muscles and bones were aching, while his soul power had been completely drained. He had no energy at all. Where is this? Hua Yuao was in a daze as he looked at the stone ceiling. Suddenly, he felt a little lost. He had such a feeling every time he unleashed his 3 ultimate Haodong skills. It was very difficult for him to recover after being so emotionally immersed. Furthermore, this symptom worsened every time he unleashed the Haodong palm. It seems like I really have to use the Haodong palm more sparingly in the future. Hua Yuao sighed in his heart. He also slowly recalled everything that had happened earlier. This should be Clear Sky Castle. Am I inside? He subconsciously wanted to get up, but the pain that he felt suddenly intensified. He groaned softly before laying back down. He also started to breathe more heavily. Don't move, a low-pitched voice ordered. Following this, the door opened, and Nui Tian walked in. Hua Yuao looked at him, and subconsciously greeted him. Uncle Nui Tian. Nui Tian didn't acknowledge his words, but didn't retort either. He walked to Yuao's bedside and watched him with his sparkling eyes. Hua Yuao's hair stood on end. Uncle Nui Tian, where's Uncle Titan? Did I defeat him? Nui Tian snorted. You really don't know your limits. Given your abilities, how could you have defeated Titan? If not for the fact that he intentionally went easier on you, he would have been able to crush you with one attack. After he finished speaking, Nui Tian felt his face turning a little hot for some unknown reason. He was right in his description about the gap between Hua Yuao and Titan's abilities. However, in that fight, Hua Yuao instantly seemed to be in low spirits. Uncle Nui Tian, I know that my abilities are still not good enough. I'm still far from the power that is needed to protect Donga. However, can I please see her? I really miss her. His emotions had become fragile, as his body was weak. When he thought about how he and Donga couldn't see each other even though they were so close, Hua Yuao felt as if his heart had been stabbed by a knife. His sense of remembrance started to engulf him. Why did he always become stronger every time he unleashed his 3 ultimate Haodong skills? Apart from the development of his abilities, it also had to do with his yearning for Wang Donga. He would become intoxicated and crazy, which made him stronger. Nui Tian sighed as he saw the state Hua Yuao was in and said, rest first. Hua Yuao was roused, and rushed to say, my body is fine. Uncle Nui Tian, I can see Donga now. He seemed to gather strength from some unknown place, and crawled up as he tolerated the pain that filled him. A dim layer of gold also surfaced on his body and supported him as he sat up. Nui Tian was a little stunned. He had inspected Hua Yuao's body before this, and naturally knew what was going on. Hua Yuao was able to sit up even though his body had been seriously overdrafted because he relied completely on his spiritual power. Lie down and rest first. You can leave once your body is better. Nui Tian waved his hand, and a gentle strength was transmitted into Hua Yuao's body. He was softly forced back down again. Hua Yuao was anxious as he said, Uncle Nui Tian, please let me see Donga. He struggled to get up once again. Nui Tian said, it's not that I don't want to let you see her. It's that she's already not here anymore. How can you see her? What? She's not here anymore? Donga? Is Donga awake? Nui Tian replied. She indeed awoke some time ago. Her father returned to treat her disease. However, it involves her brain. This is why she has forgotten everything after she woke up. She has also forgotten you. This is why you don't have to find her anymore. Even if you do, she won't be able to recognize you. Great. Hua Yuao was excited, and almost jumped off his bed. However, he collapsed back onto the bed because of the prickling pain. Although he gritted his teeth in pain, his face was filled with excitement. Nui Tian was perplexed as he looked at him and asked, you are happy that Donga has forgotten you? Hua Yuao replied, of course not. I'm happy because she has awoken, and her disease has been treated too. I don't believe that she has forgotten me. She couldn't have. Even if she did, I can make her remember. Uncle Nui Tian, where is she? Please tell me. I can help her regain her memory. Nui Tian's expression turned cold, and he said, I've already said that she's no longer Wang Donga. I don't know where her father has taken her, either. She's using her old name once again. Hua Yuao said in a daze, nothing else is important. It's good to know that she's safe and healthy. Nui Tian shook his head as he looked at Hua Yuao and answered, a man has to have aspirations. He can't only be burdened by relationships. Leave once you recover. If you want to know where she's gone, ask me when you're a titled Douluo. Otherwise, it'll depend on your fate with one another. After he finished speaking, he didn't give Hua Yuao a chance to ask again. He simply turned around and left. Hua Yuao's emotions slowly stabilized after Nui Tian left. He lay down on the stone bed and kept telling himself to calm down. He could only think properly if he calmed himself down. There were a few important pieces of information in Nui Tian's words earlier. Wang Donga had awoken and been treated. That was undoubtedly the most important thing. He had been afraid that Wang Donga was in a worse state than just a deep sleep, just like what Wang Qi experienced. He had been afraid that she had left him forever. Since Wang Donga had already awoken and been treated, his biggest problem had been solved. Even though he hadn't managed to see her, he was still extremely happy and relieved right now. He recalled what Nui Tian had said to him earlier. From Nui Tian's tone of voice, he could tell that Nui Tian was lying to him regarding Wang Donga's condition and departure. While Wang Donga's condition had improved, it was undoubtedly bad news that she had lost her memories and forgotten everything that had happened between them. Furthermore, Nui Tian even mentioned that she had changed her name. She was no longer the old Wang Donga. If she wasn't Wang Donga, who was she? What was she called now? Where did she go? Where would her father take her? All of these doubts appeared in Hua Yuao's mind. It was a pity he couldn't get answers to these questions. Nui Tian had sounded very determined. He wasn't going to divulge where Wang Donga went, no matter how much Hua Yuao pestered him. If that was the case, how was he going to find Wang Donga? Nui Tian only gave him 2 answers earlier. First, Hua Yuao had to become a 9-ring titled Douluo first. That would undoubtedly mean that he possessed enough power to protect Wang Donga, and Nui Tian would reveal her whereabouts to him then. Next, it depended on Hua Yuao's fate with Wang Donga. However, the Douluo continent was so huge. Would he really be able to bump into her? Yes, it's definitely possible. Hua Yuao told himself. Kiyua passed her power of destiny to me. Why can't I have this luck? I must quickly become strong and hope that luck will help me find Donga. After he figured things out, Hua Yuao's emotions slowly stabilized. Since Wang Donga was fine, he was no longer as sad and hurt as he was before. He was instantly determined to recover and follow his original plan. As he increased his abilities, he would wait for Lady Luck to shine on him. As he finished thinking, Hua Yuao used his spiritual power to prop himself up again. He grit his teeth and sat cross-legged while bearing the pain. He activated his spiritual power and started to circulate it within his body according to his soul power circulation. He was trying to recover his drained soul power. His body was indeed the strongest among those of the same age. His soul power slowly recovered and started circulating through his body. The star Anna's mysterious ice brass appeared once again. After his soul power reached a certain level, it started to guide the origin energy of heaven and earth to fuse with his body and speed up his recovery process. His immense life energy was also extremely effective at helping him recover. In less than 6 hours, his soul power recovered to its peak state, and the pain he was suffering had also disappeared. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also leave a comment down below with suggestions on what novels to read.